Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
What's good, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Wire Sports Media. Now, before I even get into this video, I want to do a little promotion for y'all real quick. So, I came up with two brands today. One is a scheduling conflict 22. You know what that means. You know, with everything of all the WNBA teams moving and Atlanta Dream and the Washington Mystics said they had scheduling conflict with the arenas, so they had to move to bigger arenas for the Caitlin Clark Tour and the Indiana Fever. And then my second merchandise is logic versus stupidity. We already know what that means, is that people tend to don't use logic when they're talking analytics or giving analysis. They rather use stupid rhetoric to have the argument. So both of these merchandise will be in my merchandise store, but I would leave the link in the description directly to the my merch store. So with that being said, let's get into the video. All right, so a couple of days ago, the ESPN came out with a supposedly top 10. Well, actually, it was a segment. And it was, should Caitlin Clark be considered one of the greatest of all time? Well, we went through all of that. And they had her on the list and they took her off. And the reason was because she, quote unquote, didn't win a national championship. But they had everybody else up there. Now, they didn't even have Lynette Woodward on there, who played in the AIWA League, the international, no, not international, but it's the Intercollegiate League before the NCAA was able to filter stats and all of that stuff in for women's college game during that time. But nevertheless, it seemed like everybody wants to continue to move the goalposts when it comes to anything dealing with Caitlin Clark. Is she great or is she not great? Oh, she did this for women's sports, but she didn't do this. It's either or. You know what I'm saying? So today, Fox came out with their own top 10. Now, I seen a lot of Fever fans online. They said they was cool with it and everything. And some people say, hey, I still got Caitlin Clark at number one. Which, me personally, I still got her number one, no matter what any list come out with. And it seems like not everybody wants to have their own version of the list and wants to create their own narrative. Now, like I said, ESPN didn't even have her on there. They put Ari put her fifth and then took her off. And Sai said, oh, she did this, she did that. But nevertheless, they still got Breanna Stewart, number one. Now, you could argue that number one spot, really, because the fact of the matter is that Breanna Stewart had massive help. So to me, I don't feel like she warrant to be number one, because she had, if you think about it, who she had on her team? Katie Lou Samuelson. She had Gabby Thomas on her team. So why not put one of them up there? You know what I'm saying? They won the same amount of titles, just about the same amount of titles that Breanna Stewart did. So then you have Caitlin Clark at number two, which, she's the greatest college basketball player of all time to me. And for what she has done in the league and what she has done breaking records and setting a standard for women's sports and transcending women's sports. And I will have a video dropping like 7 o'clock in the morning because it's going to highlight Caitlin Clark, Lynn Woodward, and Pearl Moore, the three top women's that scoring women's. And that's a special video that I wanted because I wanted to take it back a little bit. And it's something that I've been working on a lot today. But nevertheless, you got Cheryl, you got Diana Taurasi at number 3. And then you got Shamika Holmes-Clark at number 5. You got Cheryl Miller at number 4. Then you got Maya Moore at 6. Brittany Griner at 7. Candace Parker at 8. And that's a slap in the face right there. Then you got Asia Wilson that shouldn't even be in the top 10, to be honest with you. She should not even be in the top 10. Some argue that Cheryl Swoops will be up there. And that goes to my other topic because you never leave nothing to chance when it comes down to Jamil Hill. Jamil Hill say Cheryl Swoops not being in the top 10 is crazy, and as much as I love CC, she is not the second greatest player ever. I put her anywhere between 5 and 8. So I comment on that and I say, good thing it's not up to you, Jamil Hill, because I will have a number 1. This is why ESPN fired Jamil Hill, because she said you will have CC 5 and 8, but how would you have a 5 to 8? Let's look at this list again, just for sheer measure. So you will have her from 5 to 8. Okay, if you have her top 5 and say you dropped her in the number 8, between 6 and 8, who you gonna have a rank ahead of her? You can't have Brittany Griner rank ahead of her. You can't. To me, Shamika Holmes-Clark should be number 3 ahead of Diana Taurasi. Cheryl Miller should be number 4. Number 1 should be Clark. Maya Moore should be up there. I think Cheryl Miller should be number 2. That's just my opinion. I think me personally, if I was picking this, it would be Caitlin Clark, Cheryl Miller, Shamika Holmes-Clark, Maya Moore, number 4. I would put Lynette Woodward number 5 because what she has done before before NCAA had ever existed and everything. And some could say you can look at Pearl Moore. You can have her up there if that's the case. If you go have Lynette Woodward, you definitely have to have Pearl Moore in that conversation for what she has done. So that's why I said these lists is so much accuracy because people picking favorite players because of championships. They're not looking at the body of work, what these players have done. And that's why I say the body of work of Caitlin Clark, regardless if she did not win a national championship, she is automatically number 1 because what she has did in the women's game and what she went on to do in the WNBA right now. You know what I'm saying? So, and I would definitely, me personally, I probably would have Lynette Wolf in my top 5. You know, I'll probably put Pearl Moore at number 6. But I definitely would have Maya Moore up there. Donna Taurasi would probably round out the bottom. I would have Breonna Stewart. And the reason why I disqualify Breonna Stewart because she had more help. She had a stacked team. You know what I'm saying? She had a stacked team. I will put Candace. Me personally, I will put, like I said, I will have probably, it will be Caitlin Clark number 1, Cheryl Miller number 2. I'll put Shamika Holmes-Clark number 3. I will have probably put Candace Parker at number 4. And then Lynette Woodward number 5, then rounded out the bottom. It will be Maya Moore, or Breonna Stewart, Maya Moore, whoever else y'all want to do. But some of them bottom ones, Brittany Griner wouldn't even been up there. And neither Asia Wilson, she wouldn't even be up there either. But this is why I said these arguments is so so biased because they really don't know what they're talking about. You got to look at the whole totality of what Caitlin Clark has done when she was at Iowa. She spent 4 years. You think about this. If Caitlin Clark had came back another year, this year, I do believe she'll be able to win a title. With the Iowa squad they have now, I think she will win a title. She would have won her 4th Big Ten title. She would have been Player of the Year again. She would have won many awards again because there's nobody that would have been able to stop her. She would have been a one-man wrecking crew again. You know what I'm saying? And she would have guided this Iowa team even greater. And then the thing about it, she probably would have broke Pearl Moore's all-time scoring record that she set in the AIWA. So let's not get it twisted about when it comes to Caitlin Clark. Now look at this is another tweet by Jemele Hill. She said, but at least Cheryl Swoops won the title at Texas Tech. She was only there for 2 seasons, led the nation in scoring, and won a title with a program that was not among the premier programs. She did not play another with American. Reading this is just it's just sound crazy because Jemele Hill, she's seem intelligent when she's not being stupid. She did not play with another All-American on her team, and I'm willing to bet no other 5-star recruit. Okay, now since she said that, that's why it disqualified her argument against Caitlin Clark. Because if you made an argument for Cheryl Swoops, who only been at Texas Tech for 2 years, won the national title, led the nation in scoring that year, and didn't play with an All-American and didn't have no other 5-star recruits, well, what would you do with Caitlin Clark? Same thing. Caitlin Clark had no 5-stars. She only had 1 4-star that was Kate Martin. Everybody else was probably a 3-star. She took them to the finals twice, took them to the Final Four, led the nation in scoring, led the nation in assists, you know what I'm saying, won slew of awards here and there, and was averaging more points per season than probably mostly any other college player. So why are you moving the goalpost for Cheryl Swoops and not moving the goalpost for Caitlin Clark? That don't even make sense at all. And that's why I say I cannot take these polls for granted, because every time they put them out, I look at them and I just say, okay, well, but I'm not gonna go on. People who know basketball, again, people who know basketball is not going to sit there and say, oh, well, this. That's just like saying that, hey, LeBron James, like Michael Jordan, had a chance to break past Karl Malone, but he retired for almost 2 seasons. He could have caught Kareem, but he only, if you think about it, if Michael Jordan played 15 seasons. If he had played, he didn't walked away and came back, Michael Jordan would have had probably 8 championships, probably would have passed Karl Malone and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the all-time scoring lead. That would have been 17 seasons. It took LeBron 20 seasons just to pass that. But do we discredit LeBron as one of the greatest because he lost more championships than he won? And he been to almost 10 or 11 finals. So if we not discrediting that, now a lot of people say LeBron is not the greatest when it comes to Jordan. Jordan is undefeated, and that's great. Same thing, the argument they have against Tom Brady. Tom Brady went to 10 Super Bowls, won 7. But he could arguably is the greatest quarterback of all time. But you could say Montana, because Montana went to 4 and he didn't have a loss. But you can't have too much of these moving the post because you don't like somebody. Just say, hey, what Caitlin Clark done for the game, that qualifies her for number 1. They don't want to make an argument against Stewie because they like her. And like now, I guarantee you in the WNBA, a lot of people some people got Maya Moore as a GOAT. Some people got Cynthia Cooper as a GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Cynthia Cooper won 4 titles, undefeated. You know what I'm saying? She was the first to ever do it with the franchise, the Houston Comets. You know what I'm saying? Now, Caitlin was to go and won 4 or 5 or 6, then she would be arguably the greatest WNBA player ever. I mean, hands down. Stewie, they're trying to push her now as to being the greatest in the league. They already called Diana Taurasi the GOAT. I mean, Maya Moore won 4 titles too. She ain't lost none. So what that ranks her. I mean, Cheryl Swoops played on the team with Cynthia Cooper. She won 4 too. Tina Thompson 2. Kim Perrott 4. Tina Thompson 4. So all of these rankings, it just does not add up. You know, you can have rankings all day. You can vote for whoever you want to, but real basketball people knows who is the person that's number 1 overall. And like I say, for what Caitlin Clark has done for women's college basketball, to me, that solidify her as number 1. As I'm happy what Fox did Fox did any justice to this? Or they just piggyback off her what ESPN did and just say, you know what, we're going to put her at number 2 since they didn't put her on the list. But then again, is that list is justifiable, you know, for her to be on there? So it's something y'all to think about. But you let me know what you think about this. What you think about Jemele Hill comments. I feel like she contradicted herself in it, because if you're making a case for Cheryl Swoops, then you got to make a case for Caitlin Clark at the same. It doesn't matter. And Caitlin Clark played 4 years. Cheryl Swoops only played 2 years. So, like, comment, subscribe. Until the next episode, Live Wire Sports Media, and I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live Wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.